Hi, my name is Janice Franti, the Queen of Chaos, and I would love to welcome you to the No KAOS Zone. You might be wondering how it all got started. About, well, it all really got started about 46 years ago when I was born, because I really have never been the most organized person. It's almost always been a challenge. When we grew up, our house was always really clean because my mom was really organized person, and she kept us all in line, and we all did all we needed to do. But I guess it really all started for me when I moved out on my own. Being fairly regimented at home might have had a part to do with it, because suddenly I was free and I didn't have to do all that stuff. I used to laugh and say, "System? What system?" Because I just didn't have any self-discipline, and I had no interest. I just really thought that I could get by just winging things. So I did that for quite a long time, and it worked out okay until I had kids. And then I found with each child, I have a son and two daughters, it started to get a little more difficult with each one. And then when I started working at home, I started my own natural skincare business back 10 years ago. My youngest was 4, and my oldest was about 11, and that's when it really just got totally out of control. I remember I was rushing by my dishwasher one day because I was late going somewhere. I always was, and I was always doing at least 4 things at once. You probably know the feeling, trying to juggle everything, and I just said, I am the Queen of Chaos, and I knew then that I really needed to do something about it, and I had to get a system of some kind. So I was finding it fairly difficult, and I tried Fly Lady. That was really, I guess, my big step into figuring out the power of systems and using a timer. And it just kind of evolved into my own little system that I started using, and I found that it was just very quick and easy. I'm really the type of person that's at a glance, and I have to be able to do it really fast, just get in and get out, and that's what I did. And I've just been using it ever since, and I really thought that it could help you to do it too. But I found that I did put it on my website, and people were downloading it and using it, and I had some really good feedback from it. But I know from my own experience that it just isn't enough sometimes to get something handed to you and say, here, use it, and then to have you just take off with it. Sometimes we need a little more support, and also knowing that there are other people doing the same thing. So I wanted to expand it, and I've been wanting to do this for years now, to make a place that everybody can use to get ongoing support to keep doing your Boost Housework Simple. It's actually a really simple housework system, so I call it the Boost Simple Housework System, and that's the core of all of it. And so that's where we start with. And I added a few other things to it to make it a little more interactive and interesting, and just something that people would be more likely to stick with. So you can see all the features down below. There probably isn't too much point in me going over too much of it right now, because you can see it all below. But generally, the point is for us to be able to get on it and stick with it. And it only takes about 40 minutes a day. If you can do 40 minutes a day, you'll be able to make a big difference in what's going on. So I found that before I started doing it, I was really struggling with quite a few things, because it was always messy. I was always overwhelmed. I was embarrassed if anybody came over. My self-esteem was really suffering because I just felt like I just was not getting it together. I realize now that I just had way too much going on, and I don't think probably Superman could have kept up with everything I was trying to do. And that's a big part of the No KAOS Zone, is going to be to get rid of stuff, not only clutter, but even things in your life, things you're doing that you can get rid of. Because without doing that, it's just pointless. Because if you're trying to do too much, you just can't do it. So we'll be looking at a lot of that kind of stuff too, as well as organizing and creating your system for you to get everything done. And I was actually just talking to my sister last night about this, and I was saying before I started doing it, I used to always feel like I was cleaning, but nothing was ever clean. I was moving things here and there. I remember actually talking to her about this 10 or 15 years ago, about how that's all we ever did, is move stuff from one room to the other or one place to the other, and there was never any change. And we were just always cleaning, and the place was always a mess. And it just didn't change. But once I started doing my Boost Housework system, things did start to change. I was taking less time to do it, but I was getting more done. And not only that, since I was being consistent, things were staying clean. I was starting to clean things that were already pretty much clean. So it was never getting to that emergency state that you'd be embarrassed about. Or if it did, it was very quick to clean up. Messes that used to take me a week. If I knew somebody was coming over or I had to go away or something like that, it would be a huge project to get things in order. And now, a couple days, if I've been off my system, things are pretty much back in shape. So it's made a really huge difference. And for me, a really big reason was my kids. For two things. I didn't want to be setting a bad example for them and not feeling like a good mom. And lots of times I wasn't, because I wasn't feeling that way, because I just didn't feel like I was setting a good example for them. And also I was adding to their stress by the clutter and the mess around the house. So I really didn't want to be doing that. And the other thing was, I didn't want them picking up my bad habits and growing up and doing the same thing over again. So now that things are on the system and getting better and better, I am feeling so much better about the example I'm setting for my kids. And it's great because a lot of times they will do things the same as me, and it's really a good feeling. So to see that they're picking up the good things from me instead of the bad things. I'm sure there's still some bad things they're picking up, but at least they're picking up a lot of good things too. So a lot of that kind of stuff is really turned around, and I know that it can for you too if you want to give it a shot. And that's really the big thing. You just really need to believe that you can do it and set aside, even if you want to start at 20 minutes a day, that will even show you results. And I kick off the No KAOS Zone for you with a 21-day challenge where you can pick up your Boost system. You get it going in a day, and you do it 6 days a week for 3 weeks. And you can check in with me in email, just a short little form. I have a couple questions, just kind of a check-in, and so that I can see how you're doing and give you some feedback if you want it. I think that it is an important part of the challenge, and that you'll probably see some good results from that. It's optional, but if you want, feel free. I would love to hear from you. I really would, because for me, it's been the greatest thing in the world to be able to get on this system and to get my house in order, and like I said, feel like a better mom and be better for my kids. But the other big kick for me is being able to do this website and being able to help you. There is absolutely nothing like getting an email from a lady saying, this is just changed my whole house and changed my life, and I don't know what I would do without my Boost system. I can't even tell you how good it makes me feel, and it's been one of the best things that I've ever done. So please, I would just love for you to just give the No KAOS Zone a try, and if you don't like it, you can cancel it anytime. So hop on in. I really hope to see you there. I'll see you later.